From Hanoi, we took the sleeper bus to Dong Hoi City, and it felt like stepping into a moving dorm room. Instead of seats, there were narrow bunk beds stacked in rows with dim lights and barely enough space to stretch out. We had to take our shoes off before climbing into our little capsules, each with a thin mattress and blanket. The ride was bumpy and a bit chaotic, but once you settled in, it was surprisingly cozy, drifting south through the night. When we arrived in Dong Hoi during Tet, or Lunar New Year as they call it was almost eerily quiet. A few motorbikes passed now and then, but rarely. The park by the sea in Dong Hoi felt open and easygoing, with palm trees swaying in the breeze and wide paths running along the water. Benches faced the ocean and small waves rolled gently onto the shore. During Tet, it was calm and unhurried. Just a few families wandering through, kids playing on the grass and the sea stretching out endlessly in front of us. Nyatle Beach is wide, clean, and surprisingly quiet. The sand stretches out in a long pale strip, soft underfoot with barely any crowds. Gentle waves roll in from the sea, and the breeze carries the fresh, salty air. In the early morning, it feels peaceful and almost empty. Just a few locals walking along the shore or fishing near the water. It's not flashy or overdeveloped, which makes it feel untouched and calm, like you've stumbled on a stretch of coast that still belongs to the sea. At night, Dong Hoi feels soft and unhurried, but the real focus is the bridge. The Nadle Bridge glows in shifting colors, pink, blue, green, reflected in the dark river below. The lights ripple across the water, making the whole scene feel brighter and more alive than the quiet streets around it. Our next stop was the sand dunes near Dong Hoi. It feels almost unreal, soft, rolling hills of pale sand stretching under a huge, open sky. The wind brushes the surface, leaving ripples like waves. In the sun, the sand shifts from bright white to warm gold. It's quite wide and peaceful. Just you, the wind, and endless dunes. The last stop was the beach across the bridge in Dong Hoi that is called Bao Ning Beach. It's quieter and more open than Nhat Li Beach with long stretches of sand and fewer people around. We visited the plaza in Dong Hoi during Tet, and lanterns were the first thing we noticed. Rows of red and gold lights hanging overhead, glowing softly as evening set in. Below them were bright displays of yellow apricot blossoms, pink peach flowers, and small kumquat trees, adding bursts of color across the square. In the center stood a bold fire horse statue painted in vivid reds and golds, and nearby a long dragon figure curved through the decorations, making the whole plaza feel lively and festive.
Go.
In the morning, I went back to Baoning Beach for one last breath of the sea. The shore was quiet and almost empty, with soft early light over the sand. I stood there for a while, taking in the salty air and listening to the gentle waves. A peaceful goodbye to Dong Hoi. Dong Hoi is quite simple and easygoing, with its calm beaches, open spaces, and slow pace, especially during Tet. It's the kind of place that stays with you long after you leave. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.